Hello and welcome back to the Relationship Circle podcast. I'm your host, Beck Thompson, and this podcast is all about showing you how to stop running in circles, ditch those dating games, and let your inner compass lead the way. Today, you can't see me, but I'm coming to you hot and sweaty straight from the gym, so I look like a beetroot, which is quite comedic. But I really wanted to get this episode out there to you. It's the only time I have in the day to record, so it's coming to you from my sweaty mess, and it's kind of appropriate for the topic. So today I wanted to talk about emotionally unavailable partners and why you might seem to keep attracting them. Because this is again a theme that is coming up a lot with my clients lately. And so quite often what I see happens with my clients, I have a lot of people resonate with it. So I wanted to talk to you about what I'm talking to them about so that you can get kind of an inside scoop on understanding what is happening with these emotionally unavailable men and why you keep attracting them into your life, because it is a pattern, it is repeating, and I want you to do something about it so you can stop repeating this pattern. So really I want to dig into why, the question that I get asked, why do I keep falling for this same guy over and over again? Why do I keep falling into this trap for someone that is emotionally unavailable? And you're not crazy, you're not broken, there's nothing wrong with you, but there is an underlying reason why these patterns keep repeating, just like any other pattern that happens in relationships. You'll find that you repeat the same patterns over and over and over again, and until you do the inner work and kind of that excavating of what is really going on, nothing really changes. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the psychology behind it, the patterns that happen, the dopamine that comes from it, and how to kind of rewire that attraction in your brain so that you can do and act differently. So why do these men and women seem so magnetic? What is that magnetic pull that you get drawn towards them? Quite often it is this dopamine hit, because there is these real highs and lows to the relationship. So there can be this addictive pattern of affection. So when the affection is shown or when the attention is shown, because it is not consistent, there is this kind of dopamine hit to it. It's kind of this rush when it comes along. And so it's exciting and you crave more of it and you crave that unpredictability, which I know sounds strange, but quite often that's because you're kind of playing out an attachment wound or an attachment pattern that happened younger in life where there was this inconsistent love given to you, inconsistent caregiving given to you. So it's a pattern that might feel familiar in your body and you might repeat it because it's comfortable. And again, I know that sounds strange, because why would you want to repeat this pattern where you're only getting attention every now and then? And because it comes with this dopamine here and it's comfortable because of the attachment pattern there. So it's comfortable in the predictability of it or the unpredictability of it. And the anxiety sometimes for people feels like chemistry, because it's this, anxiety in your body is this butterfly feeling, right? And sometimes anxiety and excitement can feel very, very similar in the body. And so you might mistake the anxiety of the unpredictability with chemistry or compatibility. It might feel really exciting and let's be honest, the world and society and Hollywood and TV and reality TV really shows us that this is what relationships should feel like. You should feel butterflies. You should feel really excited. You should feel like these fireworks going off. All these terms are really thrown around in terms of you should have that chemistry with someone. And that is not always healthy. Majority of the time it actually isn't healthy. So it's that consistency that's healthy. And that often feels boring if you're used to this unpredictability. However, if you continue with these relationships, what it tends to cost you is you start blaming yourself, right? The women that I often get come to me is what's wrong with me? Why am I continuing to repeat these patterns? Why is it that I'm always attracting these people? And there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that part of you believes that this is what love is, and part of you believes that this is what you're worth. So that's where the work needs to be done. It also costs you this the anxiety is exhausting, I think, because you're constantly second guessing yourself. You're questioning their moves. You're questioning what's happening. You're questioning parts about the relationship. You're questioning your own decisions. You question what you said. You question what you did. Am I too much? Was I not enough? what's happening here? And then when it comes back and the love comes back, you get that reassurance. So like the anxiety of this like push pull is very exhausting for people. People often tell me that they feel like it's cost them this like time out of their life or this energy. Like I put all this time, put all this effort and energy, and it's kind of that sunk cost fallacy approach, because the more time that they put into the relationship, the more they feel they should put into it, because surely it's going to get somewhere. Surely it's going to get better. And sometimes you might have moments where there is more attention or affection or love, and then it pulls back again. Like sometimes when you speak up about your needs, it gets better and things improve, and then it goes back to the same pattern. So sometimes you feel like it's costing you all this time and energy and effort. And sometimes when you're with them, like I've heard a lot of people say to me, I feel lonely even though I'm with them. And sometimes that loneliness is worse than when you're by yourself, because you're with a person but you don't feel connected to them because they're distant from you. There is like this separation because they actually don't have the emotional availability to give you. So even when they're with you, you will feel this distance between you, which will lead you to feel the loneliness. And I suppose over time, right, this chips down at your self-worth, because you believe underneath this, I mean, part of you believed that this is what you're worthy of or what you're worth, even if outwardly you're saying that's not true. And so it's just exacerbating that kind of self-worth wound over time. So how do you break this like spell, this magnetism of emotional unavailability with guys? You're probably going to guess what I'm going to say because I feel like I say it every episode, but the biggest part to this is awareness, like awareness that this is the pattern that keeps repeating for you, awareness that you're stuck in this cycle with guys, awareness that, you're allowing this to happen, and be curious about where this came from. Where did this pattern come from? Is it from your childhood? Where are the origins of this pattern? Like if you can do some journaling or some digging or speak to a coach or speak to a counselor about what is actually happening here and why does it feel so familiar and why does it keep repeating for you? So the awareness and kind of this self-exploration around the origin of why it got to this place is really helpful. And then you want to do like some inner child healing, right? You really want to look at where this source came from and give love to that part of you that is craving. There's obviously a part of you that is craving something from these relationships, and you're getting something from these relationships. It's not like you're getting nothing, or you wouldn't repeat this pattern over and over again. So give love to that part of yourself that is craving this part, right? Show love to yourself and show compassion to yourself, because we only know what we know, and it's normal for people to repeat patterns. You can change it though. Like as soon as you become aware, it is like you're so much of the way there. So, and then you want to rewire your brain. And like part of this is getting really comfortable with relationships feeling like they're boring, feeling like they're safe, because quite often they're the ones that you might have had come to you, but you push them away because you're like, there's no chemistry there. He's boring. We don't have an attraction. There's nothing there. Like give it more of a go. See if that chemistry builds. If it's a hell no, it's a hell no. But sometimes it feels boring because it's healthy. And that is something that I have to often work with clients on, like kind of deciphering like, where is their compatibility there? Like, do your values align? Do your goals align? Can the chemistry build? Are you pushing it away because it doesn't have that instant excitement and attraction there? And then always get support, right? Because you only know what you know. And, whether it's me you work with or someone else you work with, someone else can help you see the patterns that is going on there from an unbiased view, right? And help you see what is happening in that repetition of the patterns and help the patterns change. So my biggest message for this is you are not broken. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing like fundamentally wrong with you. It is the beliefs, the self-worth that needs to be worked on. You don't need to change anything about you in terms of like how you look or how you act besides like the people that you're choosing, right? It's about rewiring what is inside or the belief systems that underlie these choices. So there's nothing wrong with you, and this can be changed. Like any belief, you didn't have this when you were born, right? So you made up this belief for now, so you can rewire this belief. There is so much research on rewiring the brain. So it is absolutely possible. And I want you to think to yourself, like, how do I want to feel in love? Like long term, how do I want this relationship to feel? And my understanding from working with so many women over the years is that they want safety. They want safety, they want security, they want support. And so this emotional unavailability does not give you safety. It might give you glimpses of safety, but doesn't give you long-term overall safety. So how do you want to feel in love and then work towards getting relationships like that? So if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you share with a friend. Make sure you just let me know what is happening for you. Let me know how I can support you, and let's get you out of this pattern of repeating seeing emotionally unavailable men. Thank you so much for listening to the show. If you got value from this, please don't hesitate to share with a friend so they can get value from this too. And don't forget to hit follow so you don't miss an episode. It's also how I keep this podcast alive.
Audience exclusive.